Round 3 of season 5, coming off of a fun race at Jeddah. We've got 2 on the podium, but Max Verstappen took the win. We head now to Albert Park Circuit, and we are going to be throwing this development point for Pierre Gasly into his reactions. Sounds good to me. Any other driver or staff development points? No. Tomorrow, our suspension and chassis designs are going to come in. And so we are going to be getting some new stuff to go on the car. And say it with me now, we love new stuff. 10 days to Australia. We can get 3 done, rushed, and don't have to emergency. I will take that every single day of the week. Again, 10 days. We can get 2 done. How long until after? Oof, there's a big break. I'd like to get this on the car if we can. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna emergency 2, and then we are going to one put those on, and then rush manufacture 2 more, so those will be ready. The other thing we just did was suspension. That's currently being made, so we will continue. Nothing comes up. Our side pod design is now complete. This one will probably leave because I don't think this one is going to be too detrimental to leave off. Plus we'll get to bring an upgrade for the next round, but we will do this and get our race prep going, as we're going to try and bring in a little bit of extra money however we can. Those are already good, so we're going to do 2 into Q2, 2 into Q3. I hate guaranteeing fastest lap because I very rarely go for it, and then our finish position and qualifying streaks are ongoing. Other than that, our side pod design is complete. We should have plenty of time. The next race is Imola in 14 days. We can get, kind of similar. What's after Imola? After Imola is Miami, another 2 weeks after that. That feels like a long time, but at the same time, that's long. Leaving it on normal is long. We're just gonna do rushed. We'll get a couple of them, hope that nothing goes wrong, and then should be good to go. Let me just double check everything once again. Make sure, actually we'll do it from this screen because I know it's easier. Make sure everybody's got the most I saw that. I went back to my times. Right, those are in development. Perfect. And put the new suspension on. Beautiful stuff. Upgrade package coming your way here for Australia. Let's head to the race weekend. Slide out ahead of Bottas. We'll give Bottas all the dirty air. We'll hop on board with Lando, as we will start our final lap of Q3 in Australia. Fresh set of tires, bolted on and ready to go. We're gonna see who can put it on pole. Pierre just needs to make up 1.2 tenths. Lando needs to make up about 2 tenths, presuming that Verstappen doesn't manage to find any extra time on a used set of tires. Pierre does go purple in the first sector. Lando does improve though. I think Lando ran into a lot of traffic through sectors 1 and 2 in the last time out, so we'll be seeing what kind of times they can put in. Green sector 2s for both as we're flying through this lap. Pierre already making his way up to the final corners. Here it goes. The checkered flag is out. Who's gonna take pole? Is it gonna be a Haas driver? Pierre moves up to provisional pole. Lando takes pole right back. 9 thousandths on the Frenchman's head. Lando Norris is on pole position by not less than 100th of a second. Oh my, what a qualifying session. So this is the kind of pace that I'm looking for here. Look how tight this is. Lando, Pierre, and Max are all within 1/10 of each other. Wow. Let's go. That's another front row lockout for the Haas team. Let's see if we can actually take advantage this time instead of mistaking in strategy like we did at Imola. Not Imola, at Jeddah. A light, rainy kind of day. Woof. All right, we're gonna be on mediums for sure. And then this is just gonna be damp the rest of the way. Will Inters even make it that far? That is the question. No, they will not. Oh man. All right, so it's gonna be a two-stop double Inters kind of day. We're gonna try and spread this out as evenly as we can. So what is that? Lap 15 to 17. So what is that? 10 laps? 17 or 20 laps? 20 laps and then 21 laps. That sounds about right. I guess, yeah, 18 laps, 20 laps, 20 laps. I mean, yeah, that looks to be exactly how it's gonna go. I don't think we're gonna get many chances to do much about it. We're going to be deploying. I'm not going to run tires because I feel like tires are just going to get eaten alive on this one. We'll put them on the same laps and then we'll adjust and see how the race progresses. But I mean, this is going to be, we're not really going to get our opportunity to really mix things up, but it is going to be a damp race here around Australia. Medium inters, we have to stop under the inters conditions because those tires are not going to make it, and so it's going to be a two-stop. We'll see what the AI does, but at the same time I'm feeling pretty confident. It's a front row lockout for Haas. Let's get it.
The drivers have now taken position on the grid, and it's looking like a cloudy day.
It is indeed. If any of the AI start on softs, they are absolutely throwing.
And they've got to be happy about that.
Come on, show me the grid.
Next for the team.
Still Kevin's number, by the way. British pointed this out to me. Yeah, I know you can only see the two behind my big head, but it's still Kevin's car apparently when they show. Look at that, it says number 20. But it's building to this. What do we got?
Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix.
I've seen a lot of mediums. It does not look like the AI are throwing.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
All mediums except for some hard runners down at the bottom. Kind of to be expected, I would say. No throwing AI around here. The softs were definitely not a race tire around here, as we still lead a 1-2 away from the line. And we are away here in Australia. Cannot wait to see how this one shakes out. We have about what, 15 to 18 laps, or like 15 to 17-ish laps of dry running before the rain is going to come, and we're going to have to be very on the ball when it comes to that crossover points, because with our drivers running a 1-2, the likelihood of one getting, you know, in a bit of trouble when the rain starts is kind of high, especially with the way that our drivers have been able to or the way with all of the cars have been able to kind of hang pretty closely with each other. A wrongly timed pit stop could prove disastrous around here. The good news is we've already broken a 1 second gap to Verstappen and Leclerc behind, and so when he says as well, it's hovering, so as DRS gets enabled, we'll see that gap is kind of starting to come down a little bit. I think Lando and Pierre fighting is slowing them down enough, but it's going to be a DRS train pretty much all the way down to Van Dorn here. Everyone is within 1 second of the car ahead, except for maybe Sainz. It's going to be close around that first DRS detection point. But I mean, everyone here is pretty much within, except for Sainz. Sainz battling with Daniel Ricciardo, not going to get DRS, and I think we're going to see the first gap start to extend itself here in P9 with Carlos Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo battling. We're going to have to keep an eye on this, as this will be the natural separation point between everyone in the top half and everyone in the bottom half. As we continue moving, I'm all right running them a little low on fuel. We can always make that up later. We definitely want to keep our advantage and keep Leclerc and Verstappen fighting behind us. We'll move over here now and watch them. We're hoping the perfect scenario is that these two fight enough to slow each other out of DRS of us. But at the same time, with Verstappen's raw pace and DRS around here, the perfectly timed DRS will likely keep them fairly close, as well as Pierre and Lando fighting ahead. We'll definitely do that. It's gonna be an interesting one, but I mean, this race is really gonna be made on that crossover point when the rain comes. So we will continue on. We're gonna drop them down to balanced fuel as of right now, and there's a long way to go. You know, we are a tenth of the way into this race, and we still managed to lead as of now. Not much more you can ask than that. I would prefer them not to, you know, take such a narrow racing line into turn one, but you know, that's neither here nor there. They're going to continue to kind of trade. The good news is we've seen this in the game before, as the two cars ahead fight, there's not really many opportunities to overtake by the cars immediately behind. So honestly, with them fighting like this, if they can manage to keep it pointed the right way, it should keep the Red Bulls from being able to slip by as much as we can help it. I mean, we've gone side by side pretty much the whole way. Although these kinds of moments are the ones as Leclerc gets the inside line. There we go. Add a driver, just way to work together. Get Leclerc back behind you. They've gone side by side like the whole way. But see, the perfect example right there. One gets DRS, the other doesn't. Leclerc ends up behind Pierre, while Lando has DRS and just can't get around him because Pierre is defending from both of them. Fascinating stuff, really. Fascinating stuff. Let me see. Look at that. We're basically backing up the entire group. Well, there is still that separation. We've gained over 4 seconds to P9, which now is young Mick. We'll see if Mick can make up any ground. Doesn't look like it immediately as I look back, and there's another 3/10 gone. So it looks like the first big separation is happening, but we have about 10 laps remaining until it's going to get damp-ish. This is going to be very interesting because it looks like it's going to be dipping like between inters and dries and inters and dries. We're definitely going to have to be on our toes as Leclerc has made his way up into P2, sneaking by young Lando Norris. Is now likely going to be making a move for the lead. Excuse me. No one has been able to really break away. Leclerc does make the move. Lando tries to stick his nose in. Likely will get past Pierre here. And now Lando, they're going to go side by side. Going side, there we go. Okay, they settle back in. Lando does overtake Pierre. Leclerc now leading, but at the same time, obviously the difference between first and second when the pack is this grouped up is pretty negligible, if I do say so myself. Do get DRS. Lando is already alongside, so he will slide through. Looks like Pierre is going to try and go down the inside, trying to re-overtake Charles Leclerc, and will with the help of DRS, and it is back to a Haas 1-2 in this one, and all but a single lap. That's how quickly things can change here. We are flying. P9, by the way, is now 6 seconds behind. You can see the gap opening up between the front runners and the bottom half, with Van Dorn occupying his normal spot of P20, just having an absolute nightmare of a couple seasons. Aston Martin just absolutely in the bin. Can't help it, just need to move on. Oh, Lando might cost Pierre a spot here. Ooh, he shuts the door violently, and the Red Bulls are side by side. Fascinating stuff. It's gonna get damp in 9 minutes. 9 minutes before dampness sets in. I want to see what the next, okay, the next couple, it's going to be damp. I want to see where this is, because this section could bounce back and forth between dry and inters, and it's going to be a wild thing to try and manage, I'm assuming. Because if it does bounce back and forth, it's like, do you run the inters because it's slightly damp, or do you dare try and run the slicks because it's technically dry with just a little damp? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see how damp it gets. Realistically, I don't think there's really gonna be a way to know for sure until we get there. As Verstappen now making a move around to Pierre Gasly. They're going side by side. We'll see which way Lando defends. Lando defends to the inside. I think Pierre is going to get stuck out here unless he can get up side by side with Lando. He doesn't, and Max is going to have the inside line. Max may take the lead here. Oh, he doesn't. Lando successfully defends for Max Verstappen. They've gone side by side since sector 3. All right, Verstappen makes his way. Oh, yellow flag. Everybody looks like they're still going. Albon, I think.
Seems to have been
Albon locked up into turn 2. Unlucky for the AlphaTauri driver. Oh, who's getting DRS here? I swear, getting that. Yeah, Lando will get DRS. He will, in fact, be zooming. Oh, they're both zooming. 3 wide. It's her. Ooh. 3 wide. Oh, Pierre backs out, slowing up. We've entered our pit window. Not that we're really abiding by that per se. We're still waiting on the dampness.
Yeah, go.
Waiting for the first droplets to fall. I think the plan will be, we'll see if Lando or Pierre is making a move. If not, we'll box one, box that. We might box whoever is behind the other first to let the other driver get a clean lap fighting whoever's ahead, and then they'll box after. I mean, we're talking in soon. We're talking within the next couple laps here. I think we're absolutely flying, though. I wish Pierre could. Well, this might work out perfectly, where we'll let the front runner get a lap of clear air and let the second, the further down driver come in first. In 2 minutes, which means likely at this point next lap, we'll be making our decision on who is going to be, it's going to be making the move to hit the pits. It's going to be, all right, it says it's going to be damp for at least the next 10 minutes. So, I mean, we're definitely going to be on inters for at least 10 plus laps. So in 1 minute. All right, not actually at the end of this lap. It's likely going to come mid next lap. Ignore. We are entirely waiting on The first rain droplets
Haas with
to
an
fall.
overtake there.
There it goes. The rain has started.
Red Bull moved up.
Oh. Development. Sonoda. Safety car. Safety car. No safety car?
Who's that just crashed?
No safety car. What's the gap here? The gap is less than a second. I should have checked to see who had the better. All right, Lando, box. Pierre, do not retire the car. Pierre, you're making the ultimate sacrifice. We're delaying your stop by 1 lap. This is going to get spicy. It is well past stamp. Everyone may make the dive into the pits here. All right, Leclerc stays out with Pierre Gasly. Everyone else makes a dive into the pits. This is going to be, we're getting so held up. Oh my God, what is happening? Oh my God. Why can't we have dynamic pit lanes? I just lost 5 positions. I just lost 5 positions because I got held because our pit box is at the end of the pit lane. Oh my God. This is terrible news. I mean, at this rate, we should have just left them both out. The pit lane train really came back to haunt us here. And now we're probably also going to lose a bunch of positions because all of the Inters people. There's the hold for Leclerc. Horrific. The pit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now look at that. Verstappen leads, and we're P6. Horrific. And P6 and P10. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Oh my God. I hate everything. Give us all right, hold on, I'm writing down. I literally started a thread in my Discord of things I want to see in F1 Manager 23. Number 6, dynamic pit lane spots. There we go. Oi. And now Lando is going to be battling Daniel Ricciardo. He has 2 seconds to make up to Kevin Magnussen ahead. Ugh. Pierre might be the biggest loser here, as now he's battling Esteban Ocon down in P10 outside the points. I'm trying to decide if even like a double stack on the original lap, could that have gone worse than this? Like, at least then we wouldn't be this far down, maybe. Okay. All right, enough moping. What kind of times are we putting in? I want to see Kevin Magnussen time versus Lando Norris time. Let's see here. Kevin Magnussen runs a 25.7. Lando runs a 25.5. So we are catching. We are catching Kevin Magnussen a little bit by a little bit. May try and speed that up a little bit with a little bit of deploy and a little bit of pushing on fuel. Pierre, we may do the same and try and see if we can make a move on Leclerc, get a good jump. Potentially try and make a move into one of these corners, see if we can compromise the Monegasque into making a mistake. Alright, never mind. Pierre cannot, so Pierre, you just stick to the back. Safety car here would actually be...
Sounds like someone's locked up.
I don't actually know if that would be good. We are now back on the Kevin Magnussen train all the way up to P3. The problem is we don't have a whole lot of ERS, and overtaking in the rain is less than desirable. Max Verstappen, by the way, gotten the biggest benefit of all, having the pit box near the front, not getting stuck in the train, and now has a 2.5 second gap ahead of Valtteri in the Merc. Pain and suffering. Pain and suffering. Come on. I'm trying to think of like when would be the next point in which we could potentially make up time. We are going to be flirting. I mean, it's 2.5. It's going to be inters the rest of the way. We're going to have to make up the time with an undercut with, at minimum, at least with Pierre likely over the front groups onto the fresh enters. We're definitely going to have to make it up on track position and in the pits over on track, because so far neither of them is going particularly well. Man, we had so much pace in quali and practice, and then we come here and it rains just a little bit, and then all of a sudden everybody enters the pits on the same lap. Oh my god, we might have an unsafe release giving us a penalty. I almost rather would have just taken the penalty. I feel like over the rest of the race, I feel like I don't know what the penalty is for an unsafe release, but might have been worth it to maintain the track position. Max is now 3 seconds ahead of Valtteri. In every moment he continues to extend is a moment he's getting just slightly further and further away from us. Russell doesn't have the speed to Perez, who doesn't have the speed to Bottas, who doesn't have the speed to Verstappen. But Lando has been on Kevin Magnussen's gearbox basically since he caught up to this train, and it's basically that's been that. I might see if we can get away with harvesting ERS with both of them. I mean, Leclerc's 3.5 seconds off of us, so we need ERS to battle, and fuel, if we're being entirely honest. See if we can get. All right, we can't. We're barely getting away with saving, harvesting ERS, let alone saving fuel at the same time is a little too much. Every time I see George Russell's name next to the Ferrari shield, it just weirds me out. I'm not used to it. Okay, let's think about this. When's our next pit stop? Our next pit stop is in 8-ish laps. We could potentially extend, or we actually could probably run aggressive if we really wanted to. Because we're aiming, we are going to stop again. Everybody's going to be stopping again. We just have to be able to time it right. I think Lando's in the better position to undercut because he has a little bit more gap behind that we may not end up in as much traffic. Pierre, unfortunately, is still a little far down the order and is a lot closer to these little pockets back here, which would cause a pretty big time loss if we were to get caught up in that traffic. I don't know. We're either gonna have to go for like the big undercut, which we might have to. We potentially could try that with Pierre. Go with like a really big undercut. And then let's try and get in well early. What happens if we strategy view Pierre get in here? At what points realistically we could box Pierre in the next. We'll box that lap. We'll try it. We'll keep Lando on the exact same, but we're gonna try a bit of an undercut with Pierre and see if we can make that work. I'll actually hop on board with Pierre. All right, he's getting a little more punchy with Leclerc as well. I'll be curious to know if the AI are gonna try and go to the end on these tires. I really doubt it. The tires we're showing just getting eaten alive by in the strategy view. He's getting a little punchy. We love to see that, Pierre. We love to see that. Continue punching. I'm really hoping no other AI decide to box soon. I really want this this undercut with Pierre to work. Whoa, let's go, Pierre. Make the move, make it stick. If you're gonna do it, you gotta make it stick. Oh my god, lap cars. Oh my god. You absolute fool. You backed out. The good news is the speed and pace that we have now, I'm hoping will have created a little bit more of a gap that we'll be able to exploit. Okay. All right, Pierre. Box this lap, Pierre. Box this lap. I really, really, really want this undercut to work because we got to get Pierre back up into the points somehow, and a massive undercut just might be the only way we can do it. All right, Pierre, good luck. We'll see. We'll try and get an idea of where Pierre is going to come out. Come on, go. Oh, our pit stops are so slow. Get out in front of this group. Get out in front of that group. Come on. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Getting out ahead of that group. Showing up behind this group would have been the death sentence for this race. Pierre is now set to go to the end of the race. Now we need to focus up on when exactly we can get Lando into the box. All right, we've gotten up past Kevin Magnussen. All right, we're likely.
That's a new race position for Haas.
Oh, it's gonna be dry in 12 minutes. I'm an idiot. Oh, it's gonna bounce. It's gonna bounce back and forth. Oh, this is gonna be gross. Oh, Pierre might be kind of screwed with this strat. Gonna be dry, but then it's gonna like rain again and then be dry and then rain again and then be dry. So I think we had to do this with Pierre. I think we will likely survive this strat with Lando. But those dry periods on inters are gonna be the moments, you know. Those are going to be the moments where it's a little butt clenchy. All right, Lando, harvest this next lap. You're going to box. And then we're going to the end. See, Pierre has separated himself from the cars behind and is running much faster than the cars ahead. So I'm hoping that he'll catch up relatively sooner rather than later. All right, Lando back to neutral. And Lando box this lap. Lando box this lap. Wait and see. We're going for a bit of an undercut. We're gonna hope that everyone else starts boxing here relatively soon. Godspeed, Lando. Godspeed. We're gonna hope he can end up around where Pierre is if we can help it, and a bit of clean air if the perfect dream happens, which Might not be the case because we're going to come out behind Zhou, because Zhou's going to have the momentum. But our drivers are next to each other again, so that's exciting. That's always fun, you know. Tire check. Everyone's on 50, between 50 and 60%. I mean, there's no way they're going to the end. Like the pace that they're running, there's no way they're going to the end. It's going to be dry in 7 minutes. Maybe they'll make a mistake and box for softs, thoughts, or maybe mediums. You never know. Let me see. All right, we have caught up to Zhou. We need to get by the Alfa Romeo. Lando, we need to get by the Alfa Romeo. We'll wait until the start finish straight. I heard something. Perfect. Thank you, Pierre. Oh, come on, Pierre.
Haas with an overtake there.
Come on, Pierre. We're losing too much time here. We're gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna do the right thing. Lando is just gone. Oh, if we left it on overtake, he might have gone for it. We're gonna put him on push, and then overtake right here. That should be good enough. Except apparently it's not. Maybe here. He's gonna shut the door on you. Pierre, stop playing with your food, Pierre. Oh my god, oh my god, Pierre, come on. Get by the Alfa Romeo. He's already lost 2 seconds to Lando. Oh my god, finally. Holy.
Haas with an overtake.
Finally, come on now. Time check, lap time check. We're running over a second faster than Ocon. Even Gasly, who got held up by Zhou by many seconds, still running faster than Ocon. Are they really not gonna box? That sounds crazy to me. It's gonna be dry in n minutes. But then of course it's going to be wet again. This is where it's going to get interesting. The crossover between dry track on inters. Sonoda, get out of the way. Thank you. Lap time check. Lando's a second. Math. 1.8. No. Bottas in the box. All right, this is it. This is where the undercut was supposed to come in. Can we make it work? No, we cannot. Or at least not with Bottas, which does not bode well.
Track is pretty dry, so don't damage these tyres, especially high speed.
Confirm.
Now a dry, it's now a dry track.
Confirm.
Anyone going to Schlicks? No. Nobody going for Schlicks. We have caught up to Bottas, so there is that. Bottas is the only one who boxed for new enters in the top 8. Is everyone else going to try and go to the end, or are we just going to hope and pray that they do and we can make up? I mean, we're making up time. We are making up time, but the pit lane, it's this one. It says 25 seconds. I don't know if I believe that. Verstappen in the box, which, I mean, he's going to come out well before us. I think that dang train at the beginning of the rain period is going to be the death of us. We got held up by literally every car on circuit. And now we're literally fighting for literally scraps of points with the Mercedeses. What an absolutely horrific race. There's only 12 laps left. I have to believe that anyone who hasn't boxed yet is trying to go to the end, which is saying something. Like, our massive undercut with Pierre did not work out. Just, I don't know if it was lack of pace or what, but it just did not work. Leclerc and Russell are boxing now, but it's 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. What is it? 10, 8. Is it? 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What is it? 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So we're scoring points currently, just not enough points. And we're also praying that anyone else in the top 5 decide to box at all. We're not really catching in them though, which is the biggest problem of all. We have no ERS in which to battle, to overtake. Oh, is it gonna get dry at all? No, I mean, it's gonna get dry in a minute, but other than that, I think it's gonna be damp the rest of the way. Oy vey. Time check. I mean, the front runners are still running just as fast, if not faster than us in the clean air. So our undercuts is not boding well. We don't have the fuel to push. We don't have the ERS to overtake. Oh, now Ocon goes in. Now that we're, what is that, 3 seconds behind Bottas. Great. And these two are just gonna battle it out for scraps of points from here. So, woof, what a disappointing day out, huh? Stroll boxes, in case you're wondering what was going on down there, and P19. Kevin Magnussen is about to get a podium if things stay the same. Oh, dude, Sean, you have no idea. It was just the greatest injustice in video game history. The rain started on lap 17. Who was it? Lando boxed from like the lead. Yeah, I think he boxed from the lead and got held up by every single other car in the pit lane before he could come back out. And it's basically been like this the rest of the way because we got screwed over. And everyone else is just, I mean, he's on 29% tires going to 7 more laps. He's going to get caught by Verstappen. And that's just going to be that. I mean, we're running over a second and a half faster than them currently. The problem is we just don't have, yes, Van Dorn is destroying Stroll. We are very okay with this. Honestly, at this point, like, what are we even talking about? Lando's not catching Bottas, who's on fresher tires. We're leaving Leclerc. I mean, this is basically the end. Verstappen's going to get the win. Perez is going to get second. Bottas is probably going to get Yeah, Max has got. It's gonna be dry the rest of the way though. The rain has stopped, but I don't think we're gonna be able to box, unfortunately. Magnussen and Ricardo pitting on lap. Oh, they threw it away. They threw it. What? They threw it away. They boxed both of them for fresh inters on lap 56. Alpine throwing, literally throwing. The track is now dry with only one lap remaining. Someone gotta get bold on the final lap. All right, final lap. Very used inters on a dry track. Who's gonna get it? I mean, at this point, honestly, considering where we were, getting 4th and 5th is a miracle. But Checo Perez getting a podium here would be absolutely wild. Kevin Magnussen somehow managed to get back up into the points. Somehow. Not entirely sure how. Oh, Lando! Lando! Overtaking in the final sector!
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Oh my God! The clutch gene comes out in the lad.
Max Verstappen over the finish line, and today
That's a podium for Lando. Wow.
So that is Checo's flag.
Checo, okay, to be fair, Checo's on 13,
Awesome job, everyone.
a 13, now 12%
Brilliant.
tires.
Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in.
As for pushing fuel, I don't trust either of them to not go under fuel somehow in the last lap with only 0.1 or 0.2 left, so I didn't.
Let's check his flag.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That's an
I mean,
excellent
in the
drive.
grand scheme of things, we started on a Haas front row lockout. Yeah, no kidding. Dude, that was crazy bad. Lando went from 1st to 9th. Crazy. Crazy. Max has tied Lando Norris for the Drivers' Championship. British somewhere is in the bin and he doesn't know why. Pierre still alone in 3rd. I guess technically tied for 2nd, or in 2nd if we want to look at it that way. Haas still lead the constructors over Red Bull by 11 points. Not too bad. Damage limitation done for sure. Any development points want to come through? Probably not on this one, for being honest. Minus 350k for Pierre getting, what, P5? I can't remember what I promised him, honestly. But it's only 350k, 4.5 mil. You can't see it, but it's right here. 4.5 mil coming into our bank accounts. Let's hope that we don't run into any more pit lane stuff in the next one.